Welcome to the Take a Breather podcast with Eric, Almeida, and Stacy Eric. This is another Tapping Thursday where we take you through a tapping exercise so you can experience a sampling of EFT and see how it can help you. As ever, please subscribe, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, and share and like our video on YouTube. That helps the podcast a lot. For detailed instructions on how to tap the different points, you can listen to episode 2, where we'll walk through a detailed description of all the points. So this episode is not meant to diagnose or treat any particular issues. If you have a strong reaction to the tapping, pause the recording and keep tapping until you calm down and tap more quickly through the points. The goal is to tap on general feelings and geared to coping rather than deep healing. But we encourage you to record any memories or thoughts you have during the tapping that you can tap on your own later or with a practitioner. As ever, we offer a coupon code BREATHER if you'd like to work with either one of us for an individual session. And this week's topic, being April 15th around the corner for us when we're recording this, is on finances. And Eric is going to take it from here.
For sure. So yes, we timed this. So this particular episode is going to release on April 15th. So for all of our American listeners, it's good old-fashioned tax day. So yay. So finances seems appropriate. So Miss Stacy.
Yes.
If you would like, as our listeners as well, please follow along with us. So I'll be acting as the practitioner. Stacy will be acting as the client. So I'll be guiding Stacy through the exercise. And I recommend, if you'd like, listeners, to follow along with Stacy and repeat along with her. So Stacy and listeners, if you would like, put your feet firmly on the ground. Make sure you're in a quiet, comfortable, private place if you'd like to do the tapping along with us. And close your eyes if you would like. And take some nice, deep, cleansing breaths. And I want you to just connect with the part of yourself and your thoughts and feelings and concerns regarding your finances, regarding maintaining a budget, regarding making enough money to pay any debts you may have, or just any concerns that you might have in regards to money. And when you connect with those feelings or thoughts or emotions, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being you feel nothing at all, and 10 being you are completely overcome with emotions, where do you feel now, Stacy?
I say 6. That's what popped into my head, so I'm going to go with it.
Yes, and listeners, just trust your instinct on that number. You can't get it wrong. So we're going to start by tapping on the side of the hand. I'll say the phrase first, and then Stacy will repeat after me. And listeners, feel free to repeat with Stacy as well if you'd like, out loud or in your mind, or just listen along, whatever you prefer. Ready, Stacy?
I'm ready.
All right, so on the side of the hand. Even though I am worried about my finances,
I am worried about my finances,
I would like to utterly and profoundly love and accept myself.
I would like to utterly and profoundly love and accept myself.
Even though
I
have a hard time managing my money,
I have a hard time managing my money,
I would like to utterly and profoundly love and accept myself.
I like to utterly and profoundly love and accept myself.
Even though
I
have debts that concern me,
I have debts and obligations that concern me,
I would like to utterly and profoundly love and accept myself.
I like to utterly and profoundly love and accept myself.
Perfect. Now, top of the head. I have a hard time maintaining a budget.
I have a hard time maintaining a budget.
Eyebrow at the bridge of the nose. Finances are not my strong suit.
Finances are not my strong suit.
Side of the eye. My bills overwhelm me.
My bills overwhelm me.
Under the eye. I will never be able to get out of my debt.
I will never be able to get out of my debt.
Upper lip. My paychecks just aren't enough.
My paychecks just aren't enough.
Lower lip. My bills are getting out of control.
My bills are getting out of control.
Collarbone. Am I ever going to get out of debt?
Am I ever going to get out of debt?
Under the arm. I just don't make enough money.
I just don't make enough money.
Inner wrist. The thought of budgeting intimidates me.
The thought of budgeting and sticking to it intimidates me.
Side of the hand. I have made bad choices that I can't undo.
I've made bad choices that I can't undo.
And top of the head. I have a hard time maintaining a budget.
I have a hard time maintaining a budget.
Eyebrow. Finances are not my strong suit.
Finances are not my strong suit.
Side of the eye. My bills overwhelm me.
My bills overwhelm me.
Under the eye. I will never be able to get out of debt.
I will never be able to get out of debt.
Upper lip. My paychecks just aren't enough.
My paychecks just aren't enough.
Lower lip. My bills are getting out of control.
My bills are getting out of control.
Collarbone. Am I ever going to get out of debt?
Am I ever going to get out of debt?
Under the arm. I just don't make enough money.
I just don't make enough money.
Inner wrist. The thought of budgeting intimidates me.
The thought of budgeting intimidates me.
Side of the hand. I have made bad choices that I can't undo.
I have made bad choices that I can't undo.
Okay, now take some nice deep breaths. And listeners and viewers, if you feel activated, feel free to continue tapping as I connect with Stacy in these moments now. So Stacy, what came up for you from those 2 rounds?
It's interesting if other people had the same thought. You know, I'm not currently in a lot of debt, which is fabulous. I know a lot of folks are, but it seems like it didn't matter. I still had tons of stuff come up around finances. like even though the words didn't necessarily mirror exactly my own perspective, it still kicked up just financial worry. And so for me, the worry is around there never being enough, that I can have a huge nest egg and there's a general vague sense of it not being enough, but I think it's actually also connected to the idea that something's going to come up and it's all going to go away, you know, that, and again, it was the idea of I made bad choices and that's why I'm in debt, or I made bad choices with my job or with whatever. But for me, it's, there's the idea that there's going to be there's these hidden costs. You know, I'm going to have to suddenly pay a ton of taxes, or I'm going to have to replace a car. You know, like there's some catastrophe around the corner is going to come and take all the money away that I do have saved up, and I'll be left with nothing. That I have, it's out of my control to maintain a feeling of safety with my money, and that I would need like, you know, millions of dollars in my disposal to I think in my head, if I have $1 million in my disposal, then I will feel safe. But I have a feeling that, but the scarcity feeling is pretty intense. I'm not sure even, I could see why people get that hoarding feeling with money. Like it's just never, they need more and more and more money to feel safe, but it's not really the money that's the issue. There's some other perception of scarcity and lack and feeling vulnerable and not having control over what happens with me or my money, and that I'm like, it's an unsafe world that at any moment could take away all my resources.
For sure.
So that's what came up for me.
It's interesting too. So for our viewers who are watching us on YouTube, the first time we did the line of my paychecks just aren't enough, you visually winced like your whole face scrunched up, like in pain.
It was actually, I tend to get physical responses to phrases and like things. Just, I feel things in my body pretty clearly. And that phrase, that my patient, the not enough, was definitely a trigger. Absolutely.
Alrighty.
That's funny because I didn't realize my face was doing that. I felt it and said, ooh, that one hurts. I have to make
Yep.
a note of
And
that one for Eric. And then it turns out
nope, I saw it. It looked like you were in pain. So yes, so for our viewers and for our listeners, some insider info of how it works from the practitioner side of it, the whole coin of using the visual cues in that kind of way.
Yes. So my number around the scarcity things, this is one of those cases where the number went up. It's more like a 7 now when I think about this particular issue.
Okay. And that is very common as well, where as you get more specific, you realize that it might, whatever the issue is, may be stronger. So this is, instead of it just being the general idea of finances, it's now the concept of scarcity, which is certainly much more primal.
Mm-hmm. Safety and
right.
scarcity.
Absolutely. So let's do some tapping on that. Sound
Yes.
good to you?
Yes, please. Like to not have a 7 right now in my perception about my finances.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can get that down a little bit.
Alrighty then.
So once again at the side of the hand, and repeat after me. Even though I'm worried that I'll never have enough money,
I'm worried I'll never have enough money,
I would like to love and accept all of who I am.
I'd like to love and accept all of who I am.
Even though I'm scared something I haven't planned for might happen,
I'm scared that something I haven't planned for might happen to me,
I would like to love and accept all of who I am.
I'd like to love and accept all of who I am.
Even though I have this feeling that I'll never have enough money,
I have this feeling I will never have enough money,
I would like to love and accept every part of my being.
I'd like to love and accept every part of my being.
Top of the head. I don't think I'll ever have enough money.
I don't think I'll ever have enough money.
Eyebrow. There's always something that might come up.
There's always something that might come up.
Side of the eye. Something that I didn't plan for.
Something I didn't plan for.
Under the eye. Something that is out of my control.
Something that's out of my control.
Upper lip. And that will devastate any nest egg I might have.
And that will devastate any nest egg I might have.
Lower lip. And that fills me with a lot of fear.
And that fills me with a lot of fear.
Collarbone. And that fills me with a lot of anxiety.
And that fills me with a lot of anxiety.
Under the arm. And I do everything I can to plan my finances.
I do everything I can to plan my finances.
Inner wrist. But I'm scared I'm going to miss something.
But I'm scared I'm going to miss something.
Side of the hand. And part of me feels that I definitely have missed something.
And part of me feels I definitely have missed something.
Top of the head. And that something will impact me when I'm not ready for it.
And that something will impact me when I'm not ready for it.
Eyebrow. And then I will just be screwed financially.
And I will be screwed financially.
Side of the eye. And everything I've built will disappear.
And everything I've built will disappear.
Under the eye. And that thought really frightens me.
And that thought really frightens me.
Upper lip. I don't know what to do with those feelings.
I don't know what to do with those feelings.
Lower lip. I do everything that I can to prevent that from happening.
I do everything I can to prevent that from happening.
Collarbone. I learn as much as I can about finances.
I learn as much as I can about finances.
Under the arm. And I try to live my life within my means.
And I try to live my life within my means.
Inner wrist. And I do my best to create a nest egg to protect me.
And I do my best to create a nest egg to protect me.
Side of the hand. So that I don't have to worry as much about these unforeseen events.
So I don't have to worry as much about these unforeseen events.
Top of the head. Because they might happen.
Because they might happen.
Eyebrow. And that's okay.
And that's okay.
Side of the eye. I can still plan for something I don't know is coming.
I can still plan for the unknown.
Under the eye. I am still in control of my finances.
I am in control of my finances.
Upper lip. And I am in control of my spending.
I'm in control of my spending.
Lower lip. And I won't take any risks that aren't necessary.
I won't take any risks that aren't necessary.
Collarbone. Because there are many options available to me to prepare.
Because there are many options available for me to prepare.
Under the arm. And I would like to let go of this anxiety around my money.
I'd like to let go of this anxiety around my money.
Inner wrist. Because the fear is not serving me anymore.
The fear is not serving me anymore.
Side of the hand. I can still protect myself without this fear.
I can still protect myself without the fear.
Okay. Take some nice deep breaths. How are you feeling now?
I had something else come up. I was wondering if you could indulge me for one more
Indulge
round.
away.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the thing that kept coming up is the limiting belief that it's a scarce world. Like that it's like a fundamental belief in scarcity, that there's just not enough to go around. And I'd love to do an antidote round to that of the reality, you know, there's actually plenty of like we live in a world full of resources and full of money, frankly, and full of people and support groups, and there's all this, you know, but I'd like, yeah, so that if you don't mind doing another round or two on
Not at all. I'd
belief
love to.
around scarcity, I would be really pleased.
No, it's the belief that there's only so much available in the world. Not only does that contribute to anxiety or fear within us individually, it also does contribute to people being more predatory. It also contributes to excessive competition.
Yes. Excellent point.
Yes. So that's a whole other topic for a different type of episode.
How fears of scarcity. Yeah, maybe I think we'll also do a specific scarcity tapping Thursday sometime soon, and all the different beliefs, the behaviors that, or even just talk about it actually.
Absolutely.
Both.
So let's
those
do
things. But for now, maybe just a nice little gentle antidote to a little anti-scarcity antidote for today.
Absolutely. Especially since for you in particular, it got activated. So I don't want to leave you hanging. So
I appreciate that. Yes,
of course.
That'd be marvelous.
All right. So once again, at the side of the hand, even though I have this belief there's only so much in the world.
I have this belief there's only so much in the world.
I would like to love and accept every part of who I am.
I'd like to love and accept every part of who I am.
Even though I believe there isn't enough to go around.
I believe there isn't enough to go around, and certainly not to me.
And certainly not to you. I would like to love and accept all of who I am.
I'd like to love and accept all of who I am,
even though
even though
I believe that I'm going to get screwed in this life.
I believe I'm going to get screwed in this life.
I would like to be open to being able to let this belief go.
I'm willing to be open to letting this belief go.
All right, top of the head. I've had this belief with me for a long time.
I've had this belief with me for a long time.
Eyebrow. That there's only so much out there for me to obtain.
That there's only so much out there that I can obtain.
Side of the eye. And that everyone else is fighting for that little bit of survival.
And everyone else is fighting me for that little bit of survival.
Under the eye. And that belief fills me with fear.
And that belief fills me with fear and anxiety.
Upper lip. And that belief fills me with fear and anxiety.
And that belief fills me with fear and anxiety.
Lower lip. I don't want this fear and anxiety anymore.
I don't want this fear and anxiety anymore, or this belief.
Collarbone. And I would like to get up to a point where I can let this belief go.
I'd like to get to the point where I can let this belief go.
Under the arm. There is part of me that believes in abundance.
There's a part of me that does believe in abundance.
Inner wrist. But right now, my belief in scarcity is stronger.
But right now, my belief in scarcity is stronger.
Side of the hand. And for this moment, that is okay.
And for this moment, that's okay.
Top of the head. This belief in scarcity has protected me somehow.
This belief in scarcity has protected me somehow.
Eyebrow. It has given me the drive to go for more.
It has given me the drive to go for more.
Side of the eye. It has contributed to me pushing myself harder with my work.
It has contributed to me pushing myself harder with my work.
Under the eye. But I can keep that drive.
But I can keep that drive.
Upper lip. While letting go of the fear and anxiety.
While letting go of the fear and anxiety.
Lower lip. I don't need this belief anymore.
I don't need this belief anymore.
Collarbone. I appreciate how much it's helped me so far.
I appreciate how much it has helped me so far.
Under the arm. But now I am ready to let it go.
But now I'm ready to let it go.
Inner wrist. Now I am ready to embrace the belief of abundance.
Now I'm ready to embrace the belief of abundance.
Side of the hand. Because I have seen so much evidence that the belief of abundance is true.
Because I've seen so much evidence that the belief in abundance is true.
Okay, take some nice deep breaths. How are you doing now?
Good. The number's definitely down 4 or 5, I would say. And had some memories come up. But, our money is such a root topic. It's about our place in the world and safety, that it seems one of those topics that can easily kick up all kinds of thoughts and memories about how our parents dealt with money and what we witnessed in behaviors around money. I know, people see their parents arguing about money, and that's all by itself can lead to the sensation of scarcity, just because the whole kids seeing their parents argue about something can be traumatizing, and definitely train the nervous system to be anxious around the topics. So I had some of that stuff come up. So I'm going to be doing more tapping on this myself on my own time. Thank you, Eric, so much. I do. But it's looser. Like the belief feels softer.
Wonderful. That's fantastic.
Mm.
So for our listeners, what Stacy has described, how we've started with this general topic and now specific memories have come up. This is something that is designed to be done when you're doing work with an actual practitioner. So if we were to continue, we would go specifically into those memories. But with this Tapping Thursday, would be inappropriate for Stacy to divulge that much information to the world. And so that'll be something done off camera. But if during these rounds of tapping, if a particular memory came up for any of our listeners, you can tap on that memory on your own using the similar techniques that we did. Or you can work with a practitioner like one of us to kind of really dive at those memories, because those memories are fueling the emotion behind the limiting belief or any anxiety and fear a person may have regarding finances. So thank you so much, Stacy, for being in the client seat this particular week.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for coming up with this topic. I wouldn't have necessarily thought to do it on my own. Turns out I've been repressing some of my anxiety around money, so I appreciate the opportunity to tap on it.
Of course. Well, we could thank the fact that tax day landed on a Thursday. That was where my inspiration came from. So,
yes.
So thank you again, listeners and viewers. As always, like, subscribe, follow, and all that fun stuff. And we will see you next week for another Tapping Thursday.
Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.